Over the last 6 years or so, I've been selling products on Amazon, and I've been coaching others on how to sell products and how to market products on Amazon. I had a pretty unique introduction to the selling on Amazon world and how to make this a career that is much different than most people that would want to get into something like this have experienced. So basically, I had a family member that I got home from serving my mission for my church, and I was looking for a job, and I had an interview for a construction job, and then I had a family member, a second cousin, that came and asked me if I wanted to go do some sales for him. And I didn't feel like I was a very good salesperson, and I definitely didn't want to sit behind a computer. I was the type of person that grew up on a farm and was always outside working. I didn't want to have like an office job, right? But I remember talking to my dad, and he said, hey, I think that type of a job can open up more opportunities than you just going and driving heavy equipment. So I ended up going and taking that sales job, and what it turned out to be was basically cold calling. I'd get on the phone all day, every day, or send out emails to people that had attended like these seminar events that trained on how to sell products on eBay and how to sell products on Amazon. So I was spending a lot of time going through and calling these people, asking why they didn't buy, asking if they're still interested, like basically bringing leads and bringing some hot leads back to this company so that they could try to upsell them to this. And so after a little bit of doing this, I started kind of looking into Amazon, decided, hey, maybe I'll open up my own store, kind of give it a shot. I feel like me trying to sell people on this would be a little bit more real if I was also trying to do this. So I set up a store, and my cousin that gave me the job helped me out a ton, helped educate me on stuff, coach me on stuff, hooked me up with suppliers, hooked me up with when he was buying like huge lots and semi-trucks worth of products, he would let me in on it to buy a small portion of it or buy half of it or whatever. So it was a very unique introduction, like I said, into the e-commerce world and selling on Amazon and online marketing and all that kind of stuff. And it became even a little bit more unique as time progressed because it was easier and had less overhead and was less stressful and took less of my time, honestly, to coach people on how to do it rather than actually doing it, right? So granted, the first year, we did a lot. We were selling hundreds of products a day. I had an uncle that had invested some money into it, and it was a lot more work, I think, than what we thought it was going to be, especially my uncle. Like, I feel kind of bad these days, but it is what it is. It was a good learning experience, I think, for the both of us. But we spent the first year, and we made a decent amount of money. I think in sales, we did well over 6 figures. I can't remember exactly what our profit margins were, but I remember that thinking that the money I was making from coaching was more per hour than I was making doing this other stuff. So I started to focus more time on that. And fast forward to today, 6 years later, I've been kind of up and down, right? There'll be times where I'm really involved with selling on Amazon, doing well. The majority of my income comes from my Amazon sales. And then there'll be times where I'm not selling on Amazon at all, but I'm still coaching people. There were times I wasn't coaching and stuff. It's kind of been all over the place. But as of recent, I had the opportunity to become an equity owner and partner on a product line of some dental products like toothbrushes and teeth whitening systems and stuff, and launching that on Amazon. And it's been good. We've got our own website. We sell stuff wholesale, and we're doing pretty well with all that. That's a really difficult product to sell on Amazon because it's really competitive. And so I'm doing that as well as coaching people on selling Amazon again. And I've just gotten to a point where I feel a little bit removed from exactly the way that I'm training people because things change so much. And it's been the last year and a half, something like that, that I've been partnered with this dental company. And Amazon changes a lot. So a lot of the things that I train now, I know work because I have a lot of students that I train them on these things, and they'll go through it and it'll be successful. And I work with a group of coaches and a whole network of people that are selling on Amazon, where that way I can keep updated on things and keep plugged in and always know what the next best practices are for seeing success on Amazon. But like I said, I feel a little bit removed because that's not the exact same way that I did it. So long story short, what I want to do is I want to kind of restart, like put myself in the situation of a lot of the people that I'm coaching and say, okay, I've got this job, which I feel very blessed to have this job, right? Like I can move anywhere. My wife and I are up and moved last year during COVID. Didn't affect our income. We are getting ready to up and move here in the next month. Like you said, I've been up and down. I had another job that I'm really grateful for that kind of helped us during some rough times. But my point is that I want to kind of put myself back in the situation of a lot of my students or people that are just coming in to get educated on this and say, okay, this is my job, right? So maybe with me spending this time with my other job, I have an hour, maybe 2 hours a day to work on a side hustle, as what most people would view starting an Amazon business as. So what I want to do is I want to take 1 to 2 hours a day and a small upfront investment. I think I'm going to go with somewhere around $3,000. We'll kind of play it by ear, but something that a lot of people would be able to afford or could get a loan for or could somehow scrape up and save the money, $3,000 to launch a product on Amazon, with also having the time constraints of only an hour or two a day because maybe they got family or another job or whatever else. So I want to put myself in this situation, start from the beginning, and go through and show you the process that I take and that I teach to launch a product on Amazon. And that way it just feels more authentic to me that I'm going through this experience again at this time with all these different Amazon changes, to just be more real with you guys and show you guys that it still can be done, right? I get a lot of students that they say, hey, I think that I'm kind of behind the wave. I think Amazon's too saturated. I personally totally agree. It has changed. When I first started, Amazon was a lot different. It was a lot easier probably, but there's still a really good opportunity with selling products on Amazon and online in general. So like I said, I want to kind of restart. So that's what I'm going to start today. I'm going to spend a minimum of an hour a day, maximum of 2 hours a day, going through and working on this business and take it from absolute zero to actually having a product launched on Amazon, running the marketing for it, and making a profit. Again, I don't know exactly what I'm going to put for those profit goals and stuff, but I just want to show people that it's still possible, that it's something that you can do if you dedicate yourself and educate yourself to. So that's my ramble on why I'm going through and doing what I'm about to start doing. So you guys are going to see a lot of updates here. I'm going to start posting a lot of videos and just basically bring you guys along for the ride of this over-the-shoulder experience or case study, whatever you want to call it, of me going through and basically starting from A and going through and launching a product and just showing that it is possible, even with a busy schedule, even with COVID happening, even with us getting ready to move, even with me having a couple of kids. Like, life is busy, right? We totally understand that. And my biggest fear in life is that I get to an age where I'm stuck, right? Maybe I get to where I'm 65, and if I don't have enough money saved, I have to work the rest of my life. Or maybe I'm 65 and I have the money, but I realize over the last 50 years or 60 years, I spent all my time just trying to make money, trying to pay the bills. And I didn't spend time with the things that matter most to me, which in my personal situation is my family. Everybody has different things that mean the most to them, but I want to make sure that I'm present and in the moment with my wife and my kids so that we can always have those memories to look back on. And I don't have the regret of just working myself to death. And I know that my kids had a father figure growing up, and it's something that they can always draw inspiration from. It's something they can draw strength from when they are going through tough times in life. Whatever, right? We've all got our own reasons as to why we want to live this life. But that's my biggest fear, and I think that Amazon is an outlet for a lot of people, whatever your fear is or whatever you want to accomplish in life. Amazon, I think, can help people to achieve that, at least as a stepping stone to get to that achievement. So again, with all that being said, I'm going to jump right into it here, and I'll probably just fast forward through a lot of what I'm doing. Otherwise, this is going to be a lot of hours of videos. But without further ado, let's jump into it. All right, well, there is my first section done. Basically what I did was I came in and researched a bunch of fishing ideas. Obviously you can start with whatever category you're interested in, but I like fishing, so I stuck with that. So I came up, let's see, it took me probably an hour and 15 to an hour and 20 minutes. And I got 55 different product ideas in there. Okay. So I think that that'll be it for today. Tomorrow I'll come back in. I'll spend my next hour to 2 hours going through and do the next step.